Good morning, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm returning with another puzzle in the Hamilton Sudoku series. It's been over a year since I thought we'd finished this, but it seemed appropriate to kick off the Hamilton Sudoku series. This may be a series of 5 puzzles, but they won't be in order. The night that this puzzle is being scheduled to be released, so the night you're probably seeing this, is the night that Hamilton has its first show in Australia in nearly 2 years. So yeah, I'm at that performance. Myself and a bunch of my Hamilton friends that I met while being part of the fandom will be at that show in Sydney, and really looking forward to it. And over the following couple of weeks, I'm going to be seeing quite a few shows, so I might try and schedule the Hamilton puzzles I'm getting for those performances. I am really excited for Hamilton to be back in Australia, and a lot of returning cast members from the previous Hamilton runs who went on to be part of the Hamilton International cast, and some new cast members as well, which I'm really looking forward to seeing what they've done. I've seen some of those cast members in other shows, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what's happening. I don't know what more there is to say other than, as you see this, I'm probably in a post-Hamilton buzz, and when you see puzzles and nights that I've already got tickets, I expect is the way I'm going to do this. So yeah, let's have a look at the puzzle. So this is Let's Have Another Round Tonight by Mulligan, Lafayette and Hamilton. There is a fourth character involved in the story of tonight, which is there's Reynolds. And Reynolds is being played by Tanga Savage, who is someone who I actually got to know during the show, and we've actually met up and played games a couple of times. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. So yeah, let's have a look at Let's Have Another Round Tonight by Mulligan, Lafayette and Hamilton. We have normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have quadruples. So digits in the large quadruple circles, the digits in those circles must be placed at least once in the 4 cells touching that circle. We have consecutive pairs. So cells separated by one of the small white dots are consecutive. It's pairs, which means it's perfectly fine for there to be other consecutive pairs elsewhere in the grid. So if these 2 cells were consecutive, that would be perfectly fine. And then we've got odd. Cells marked with a bordered circle contain odd digits, and you'll see why I use the bordered circles, as I think I'm going to start colouring very quickly in this puzzle. So I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. All of these bordered circles must be odd. I am marking them as odd. And as soon as I do this, if you use the normal shading, these become either they hide the highlighting or they hide the circles. I find that this allows you to see what is going on quite clearly. Now, I can see a couple of things going on here. Actually, I can see a few things going on here. First of all, each consecutive pair must contain an odd and an even digit. So there's an odd digit in here and an odd digit in here, which means there's 5 odd digits taken up in row 2. But there's only 5 odd digits between 1 and 9. So these digits must be even. Now, the same is... Not that one. Now, the same is true down here. There's 1 in there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means these must be even. Oh, okay, and then the same in the columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so these are even, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so these are even. But I saw something else happening as well, which I thought was really cool. I have to put 2 and 4 in here. So first of all, these are 6 and 8. I have to put 4 and 6 in here. So then these are 2 and 8. I have to put 6 and 8 in here. So these are 2 and 4. And I have to put 4 and 6 in here. So these are 2 and 8. But I know what's going on here, because one of these must be odd and one of these must be even. One of these must be odd, one of these must be even. But I have to put 2 even digits around here. So if this was odd, this would be even, this would be odd. 3 odds when I need to put around a quadruple, when I need to put 2 evens around the quadruple. It wouldn't work. It'd be odd, even, odd. So all of those would be odd, and I'd have to put 2 and 4 in that cell, which doesn't work. So those have to be the even, and this becomes the odd. There's 4 evens, so all of these become odd. Same is true here. Odd, even, odd would leave me not enough room to put the even, so those become the even, and then all of these become odd. Odd, even, odd would leave not enough room, so these are the evens. That's all of the evens in the box. All of those become odd. Yep, odd, same down here, so therefore these are the evens, and therefore all of these are the odds. Now, I can continue because anything consecutive with an odd must be an even. So that becomes even. This is even. So therefore this becomes odd. This becomes even. This becomes even. This is odd. So this is even. This is odd. And these are both even. Okay. Can I grow that somehow? I've made a mistake. These needed to be coloured odd, not coloured even. Otherwise, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 even digits between 1 and 9. That would have been a problem. But that's 4 evens in the column, so that is odd. Now there's... Oh, that's 4 evens in this row. So this is odd, which means this is even, which means both of those are odd. So this is the only run of digits I don't have. But this... Anyway, let's look at this. This is 6 and 8. And if this is 6 and 8, then this... Yeah, actually, I can do the same up here. These are 2 and 4. These are 4 and 6. And these are 4 and 6. But to get from 2 to 4, or in either direction, this is a 3. This is either going to go 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 4. To get from 4 to 6, this is a 5. Oh, and this makes this a 1. Because I need to put a 1 around the quadruple. This, I thought I saw something going on down here, but I'm going to come back to it because I'm not sure. The 3 odd must go here. So these are 5, 7, and 9. The 6 and the 8 means this is a 7, which means the only place for the 9 around the quadruple is here, and these are 1, 3, 5, and there's no 3 there. So 3 is looking up here. But I can do better than that because these are 3 odd digits at C3 and 5. So these are 1, 7, and 9. Right. This has to be the 5, which means this has to be the 7, because where do I put... Because the 5 has to connect the 4 and the 6. And it's the only thing that's consecutive with both 4 and 6. And this has to be the 7 around the quadruple. So this becomes 1, 3, 9. There is no 9 here. But these are 1, 3, 9 because they don't include 5, 7. 5, 7, these are 1, 3, 9. So this is a 5 or a 7. These are 1, 7, 9. Actually, can I... I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 odd digits, both of those are even. I thought I saw something coming out of here, but I don't need it because that becomes odd, that becomes even. So that is a 7 because 7 and 7 means 7 isn't in any of those. That's a 7, which is odd. These are the evens. There must be a 2 in one of them. Six is down here. 6 is in one of those because I can't put 6 in either of those. Well, there must be... There's no 6 in any of those cells. So 6 is in one of those. So these are from 2, 4, 8. And they must contain a 2 because there's no 2 in any of those. Right, what's missing from those? There must be an 8 in one of those two. There must be a 4 in one of those for the same reason. Like I've either got 4s lining up saying I can't put 4 in any of those, so 4 is in one of these. So these are 2, 6, 8. This is weird. It's very weird. This is really restricted. This is 3, 5. No, this is 4 or 6. No, that's not true. This is restricted. Why did it... There's definitely something weird. This 7 looks up saying there's no 7 there. This is a 1 or a 9, so this is a 2 or an 8. 1 can only go next to 2. 9 can only go next to 8. Is that the thing? This feels restricted. This is definitely restricted. I'm not sure about this. This can only be 3, 5, 7. Because if this was 1, both of those would need to be 2. And if this is 9, both of those would need to be 8. But that's not true on that digit. 5 is down here, so this isn't a 5. 5 is in one of these two. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 odd digits. Both of those become even. There's an even in there. This, right, no, this is restricted by this being restricted because this can't be 1, 7 or 9. So this is 3 or 5. So this is 2, 4 or 6. Is there something with a rectangle going on? Like if this is a 2, that becomes the 2, then that becomes the 2, that becomes the 2. No, they're offset in a way that it actually doesn't do that. Oh, this is a 3. 3, 3, and both of those are odd. That's a 3. So this isn't a 6. This is a 2 or a 4. 3 is not in those, so this isn't a 3. 3 is in one of those two. 5 is in one of those two, so this isn't a 5. These are 1, 7, and 9. There's no 9 there. It doesn't seem to have done much. One of these must be 2. So one of those must be 1 or 3. But that's a run of 4 consecutive digits. So these must be a run of 4 digits. So if that was a 1, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would be broken. So 1, 2 means that has to be 3, and this couldn't go back down to 2. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would have no fill. So this is not a 1. And now this can't be a 2, because if this is a 2, these would have to be 1 and 3, and I can't put 1 in either of them. So this is not the 2, this is the 2, which means this isn't the 9. So this is a 1, 3 pair, which means this is not the 1. 3, 4, 5... or 9, 8, 7. This can't be a 3, can it? No, this can't be a 3. If this was a 3, this would be a 4, and that would have to be a 5, and it can't be. That's not a 3. This is 5 or 7. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, or 9, 8, 7, 6. But this is a 3. This is either 3, 4, 5, which makes that 3, or 9, 8, 7. Oh, no, that doesn't do the same, which makes that 1. But this is... This can't be a 1. If that was a 1, these would both have to be 2, and they can't be. I can't put 1 in the middle of a run of 3 dots. That's the 3. That's the 1. There's no 1 there. These are 2 and 4. Giving me a 2, 4 pair in the box, saying 8 is in one of those two, which makes that the 2, which makes that the 1. Wow. I wouldn't want to do this while drunk. Okay. The 1 looks down taking 1 out of there. The 3 looks down taking 3 out of there. This is a 1-9 pair. That's the 3. So this is 4, 6, or 8. But it's not 4 because of the 2, 4. This is 6 or 8. The 2 takes 2 out of there. 8 can't go in either of those because the 8 must go in here for the column. 8 can't go in any of those because of the consecutive dots. 8 is in one of those two. But, no, I was wrong. 8 doesn't line up. 8 is offset, so it doesn't do what I thought it did. But that 2 looks across, making that the 4 and that the 2. The 4 looks across, making that the 6 and that the 4. The 6 looks down, making that the 8 and that the 6. And then the 6 looks across, making that the 4 and that the 6. And then the 6 looks up, making that the 8 and that the 6. The 8 looks across, making that the 2 and that the 8. The 2 looks down, making that the 4 and that the 2. Now I'm going round and round and round. 2 makes this 8 and this makes this 2. The 4 looks down, making that the 8. So this is 9. 8 is not next to 3. That's the 9. This goes 9, 8, 7. 7 could be next to either of those. But now 9 and 7 comes out of those. That becomes the 1. This is a 7, 9 pair. Okay. 6. Well, this isn't the 8. 6 must be in one of those two. Because 6 has to be in here, but it's not in those. This is a 3, because that was a triple. So there's a 5 or a 7 in here. This is a 2, 4 pair, because these are 6 and 8. So this is 2, 4. So this is 6 or 8. So that's a 2, 4 pair. This is 6 or 8 for the column, and the 8 makes that the 6, which means this is the 8, which means there's a 6 in one of those two, but that 6 looks down saying that's not the 6, that's the 6, which is even, and this is odd. And there must be an odd in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because if there's no odd in here, I'd have 5 evens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 odds, that is even, which means it's not 5, that's the 5, which is odd. This 1 takes 1 out of there. 1 is in one of those two. But this, well, the 6 makes that the 8. This is the 4. One, 3, 7. So this is 5 or 9, and the 9 makes this the 5. So what is in here is a 9. This is an 8, 9 pair. So these are 1 and 5, and the 1 looks across, making that the 5 and that the 1. 5 is not next to 2, that's the 4, that's the 2, that's the 4, that's the 2. 2 is not next to 5, that's the 3. 5 is not next to 8, that's the 6. But there has to be an 8 in here, so that's the 8, which means this is the odd 9, and this is the even 8. The 6 looks back saying that's not the 6, that's the 6, which we know is even. This is really, really cool. 4 is in one of those two. I'm not sure how to resolve that yet. This 9 looks back making that the 7 and that the 9, which looks back making that the 5, though that's not the 5. The 1, 3 pair makes that the 5. The 1 looks down, making that the 9 and that the 1. The 9 looks up, making that the 7 and that the 9. And now let's look at this pair. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. So I'll use the 7 to make that the 4 and that the 7. The 4 being even, the 7 being odd. This row is missing the 5, which we know is odd. These are now the last two even digits, which we know are 2 and 4, and we can use either of those digits to resolve them. The 7 looks up saying that's not the 7, and the 1 looks down saying Oh, the 5 makes that the 9, which makes that the 7 and that the 5. The 9 looks down, making that the 3, which makes that the 1 and that the 9. The 3 looks across, making that the 1 and that the 3. The 1 looks up, taking the 1 out of there. The 7 9 pair makes that the 1, and I'll use the 9 to make that the 7 and that the 9. And that is the solution to Let's Have Another Round Tonight. That was very, very cool. I wonder if there'll be a reprise. That's the way it works after the wedding. Really fun. Lots of fun parity deductions. I like parity deductions. Lots of fun parity deductions. And the way this resolution worked with getting your 5 odds because of the consecutive dots giving you those digits, and then the 2 4 being forced into those, giving you these patterns in the corner. Really, really nice stuff. I liked that one. That was good fun. Of course, when this puzzle comes out, and by the time you're seeing this, I am going to be in probably it'll be post show high just. So I'm going to be just over the moon at this point, not really paying that much attention to YouTube, although I'll be back in the hotel room not long after, and just, yeah. And I'll be honest with you, the next night I also have tickets, and then the night after that I also have tickets. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a weird ride for me for a couple of weeks. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoy the puzzle. And I try not to for a while I oversaturated the channel with Hamilton. It's gonna come for a couple of months. It's not gonna oversaturate. There'll be stuff, but you are getting good puzzles. So just try and enjoy them. Sit back, relax, and as always, good luck with your solving.